Welcome back, everybody, to the Canada Court podcast. Happy Thanksgiving to all of y'all. So glad you're listening to our podcast, either after Thanksgiving or, whatever. I'm going to turn it over to your other host, Jordan, to give us the details on what this new season's about.
Yeah, welcome to another season of Chaotic Core Podcast. It's season 6. Definitely couldn't have done it without our viewers. Definitely excited to start working with this new show, Hawkeye. Definitely looking forward to the new story that they're going to bring, especially like this whole add-on to the MCU. Very excited. It's finally here is what I'm mainly excited about, because I'm done with all the waiting,
Coronavirus.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, actually, we would have gotten Hawkeye
a lot sooner. We would have gotten. How many times has Spider-Man been pushed back, dude?
At least 4 times. But even Black Widow was like 5 times.
Exactly. Coronavirus is real. I hate it. Coronavirus stopped me from doing everything that I planned on doing in 2020.
Right.
Oh man, it's terrible. But anyway, we're back.
Actually,
and on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, I feel like actually they have Hawkeye right where they want it, because it is Christmas. Keep in mind, and I pointed this out to you before, that when they do the MCU movies, they try to keep it to where it's local with whatever our real time, the month and everything, or the time of the year and the seasons and all. So I feel like, granted, this is a month ahead, because in the show it's December, and in real life it's November 24th, right? So
yeah, but also
it is a couple years in the future too.
You also have to think that we are getting these episodes on a weekly basis, except we got the first 2 today, right. But the other 4 are going to be on a weekly basis, right. So we'll get them throughout the month of December. Exactly. Because December's right around the corner.
Right. I know,
so I really do like that they kind of set it around the time that it's releasing, in a way, because it just gives you that same vibe, you're in the vibe of it's Christmas, it's snowing, bonus points if you live in New York, and here you are. You just get more immersed into it, I think.
Right, exactly. I definitely like how we started off this episode with back in 2012 in the first Avengers movie.
Which, by the way, that mother is a sociopath. But go on.
Mother is a sociopath. How do you tell your child, "I'll be right upstairs," and then you're still in the kitchen, mind you, and just down the hall from what we could see, and then right up the stairs is the little girl, is their daughter's room, and then how are you gonna during an alien invasion back in 2012, that your kid is looking and screaming for you, and then all of a sudden you're nowhere to be found, even though that you were just in the kitchen.
She was hiding on the ceiling. she went through the whole house.
She's one of them, dude. She's an imposter. She's a Skrull. She was just
she really is a Skrull. That was so socio, because there was a point where I was we're a good 5 minutes in, and the daughter's just watching the mayhem outside. I'm listen, that mother better be dead if she's not going up, snatching her daughter and running away. And then she showed up, and I'm yeah, I don't like you.
Yeah, but she showed up after the fact, where the whole wall is blowing out of the side of the house. Yeah. And then she gets a nice shot of Hawkeye doing his thing, which we pointed out that they had these really interesting angles from the original movie, and you thought that maybe they just reshot them, and I don't know if they would have done that though.
I was wondering if they had alternate takes from the first movie that they implemented into this, because you could easily put a green screen in front of the girl for the parts that were you saw the girl and it was over the shoulder type of thing, because you got the one shot of him falling down from the building, turning back and shooting his arrow up, that was in the first movie, but you saw it from his fronts. Here you saw it from a distance off to the side, and I feel that could have been an alternate shot that they took, and they're oh, they went back in the archives and re-implemented it into the series, and or they could have just reshot the whole thing altogether. I'm not saying that they took shortcuts. I'm just saying it'd be cool either way.
Right, exactly.
But either way, I like the show.
Yeah. This episode was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. There were some really weird moments in this whole show.
There was that one moment where she was in the cellar and like there's an auction going on. It's clearly illegal.
Right.
And all the Russians were saying, "Yeah, let's do this shit."
Right.
And it was just like, there's a lot going on.
There definitely was a lot going on.
After what's his face like threatened her mom, it was just like,
right.
There's a lot that's going on right now. I need to slow down.
Story, but I don't mind that there's a lot going on as long as they touch up on it. If they just forget about it, then the show's already a failure. It's you gotta like put two and two together. Like the guy, damn, what was his name? Who was the like the fiance or the
Jack
picks up the sword after the Russians break in, and then moments later you see his uncle dead. Like that's kind of obvious. I feel like it was definitely him.
Yeah, I would say so, but it also has like a lot of there's just so much force that you got to put into to get a sword slash like that, like through a body. Like you could get it in the middle because it's like retractable and all that.
Right.
However, as far as like sliding it over, it's just that's a bit much. I mean, maybe it's MCU. So like it just happens. Maybe he just did it because they don't really obey all the laws of physics here. Exactly. But if we're talking realistically, that's a bit much to drag that shit through.
Right.
Unless I saw it and it wasn't really a slash, it was just the way the blood went. Maybe that's what it was. Either way, pretty sure Jack killed him.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my theory. I mean, to me personally, in my opinion, it's just kind of obvious.
Oh yeah, 100%. He has all the motive, the means, the opportunity, all of it, dude.
Right.
And that guy's security system sucks. She opened up a window on the first floor, nothing went off. No cops came up. She just how are you opening a window from the outside and like nothing happens? For a rich guy doing a lot of illegal shit, his security system sucks.
Exactly.
But anyway,
I have a theory about the Russians. Have you seen Black Widow?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I have a theory that, because Yelena is also Russian, that she, at the end of the end credits scene, for those of you who haven't watched, this is a spoiler warning, you've been warned. We see her in the grave, or at her sister's grave. And that one lady, I feel like she's from AIM, but she could be from something else. I really don't remember. She comes up and she's like, I know who did it, and she shows that it's Clint Barton. And I have a feeling that maybe Yelena hired some people. It's a slight theory because I feel like she would have just taken care of matters like this on her own because she is a literal spy. She's literally like meant to do stuff like this. Like you never saw Black Widow with like a team. She just did shit on her own. So it's like only slightly a theory, but what else was I gonna say?
There's also. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
So. Oh yeah. So Ant-Man being in this thing was
the play.
I feel like was a reference.
Yeah, it definitely was. You pointed it out, and then I if you didn't already know, I gave you the info that Ant-Man was like either the one that formulated the Avengers or one of the very first.
So here it was. I got the original cover to the Avengers now. It's Loki versus what appears to be Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and Wasp.
Right. I don't exactly know. I haven't even started reading the Avengers. It's definitely on my list to start reading, but it's definitely
published September 1st, 1963, Avengers issue 1.
Okay.
I will send you the image.
Yeah, you have to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but yeah, definitely do because I love that image so much. What else was I gonna say? I just had it on my head. Can't even think about what I was gonna say now. What else did you find weird in this episode? Did you find anything like that really like irked you or anything other than like the beginning?
Aside from like
the psychotic mother.
The mother reminds me of that mom from but it doesn't remind me. She's actually her. The mom from Bates Motel.
Okay.
I looked it up and I was like, I looked it up and I was like, I gotta find.
Yeah, because she looked.
Because at a point it started bothering me.
Right.
But that show was a pretty good show until like season 5, and they just did something that freaked me out. And
really?
Like I should have known it was gonna happen because that's the way Norman Bates was towards his mom, and it just that kind of thing. There's not a lot of things that really irk me to the point where I stop watching stuff, but that does. And around season 5 is when that shit started like surfacing, and I'm like, yeah, it was a good run, but
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to bring it up.
I don't really want to bring it up. It, like I said, it even irks me. It's not even like a censorship. It's just like I don't even want to say it. But either way, I was like, yeah, I'm clocking out with this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I know what it is, yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
I'm sure that everyone else can
right.
read the context on
right, of course.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think the episode was a pretty okay episode. I think it was a nice like intro to the show. It definitely was like slow at some points. It was definitely really cool to see the Ronin outfit back. Because, we haven't really seen that since, like, 2019.
Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was cool. She kind of, like, stole the outfit because she knew exactly what it was. I don't know if she knows who doned the outfit, though. I don't know if she knows that it was her hero or her idol, Hawkeye. I guess we'll have to figure that out in the next episode. But... that's just me. I don't really know if she knows. I have a feeling that maybe his wife knows, and maybe Natasha. I feel like those were the only people that really knew who the Ronin was.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not proud of it.
Yeah. One other thing, I think we weren't necessarily wrong, but we weren't necessarily right either about the Ant-Man Easter egg. I was looking this up. According to Nerdist.com, they're explaining, the musical where we see Ant-Man. They said that he wasn't there, but he actually was. And during Endgame, Ant-Man went back to 2012 with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. So technically, he was in the middle of Battle in New York, but he also wasn't.
Right.
So I feel like that's a double meaning.
Yeah, I feel like that's a reference to Endgame and like a reference to just comic book lore.
Yeah.
It could go both ways. I feel like it could go both ways.
Yeah, it could definitely go both ways. 100%.
Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up in this episode?
Not really. I think it was a pretty solid episode, and I'm looking forward to the second episode.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we can wrap it up.
I just want to wish our viewers a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching this podcast.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for listening.